Welcome back to Do-It-Myself Garage. Beautiful sunny day out today, although it's only 51 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, the daily driver has no heat. I've got to figure out a way to at least temporarily get the little lever for the blend door, get that flipped. It's actually not a blend door on these cars. It's actually a valve that shuts off the heat to the piping. So I'm going to see if I can get part of the dash pulled apart to at least reach in there and disengage that lever, disengage the switch from the lever so I can at least move the lever by hand and get some heat in the car. Then I'll get the part ordered. Then we'll get it fixed properly. But in the meantime, the next 2 nights driving to work, it would be really kind of nice to have heat. Those of you familiar with my channel already know that this is a 2003 Mitsubishi Galant. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this bezel out of here. I think we can do it. Come on. I think we can do it without taking the lower part of the dash off. That's the part you have to take off to really get in there to replace the switch. But at least if I can get to the little mechanism, maybe I can get this thing switched over to heat, at least temporarily. Alright, I should really figure out how to get this camera in wide mode. That might help with some of these close-up shots. Now, should be able to just pop the dash out, just like that. That worked perfectly, actually. Alright, do the same thing on the other side. You can either do it up here on this little ribbing. I decided to do it here because that's where I could get the screwdriver a little bit better. And yeah, she pops right out. No problem. And then the trick one of the guys showed, we got the shifter lever. If you guys kind of tilt it back, lifts right up off of there. Okay. I don't remember where I was at the other day, but we are going to kind of start over. I put everything back together so I could drive the car to work. First thing I'm going to do is pop this panel off the end here. What I'm going to do is I ordered the electronic switch, but it won't be here for a week. But I want to override the heat for right now, so I actually have heat next week going to work. So let's get this panel off the end here first. And I should just pull off of here. Let me grab the screwdriver real quick. Yep. Just pried it off of there. Trying to be careful not to break too many clips here. The only reason you have to take this off is to take this screw out right here, so you can get this bottom panel off. Let me get the glove compartment out of here. Alright, so took the screw out of here. The screw under the glove box right here. I took the 4 screws out of the heater control, basically so it'll stay in the car, because I need to pull this piece out so they can't be connected. This screw here. This screw here. And there's one more screw down there on the panel. I gotta take that one out as well. And then this whole skirt should come off of here. Let's see if I'm missing any more screws. I don't think I am. No screw there. Oh, there's a little button down here. Little like trim tags or whatever you want to call them. Any more screws in? Oh, I'm missing a screw right here. There's another one up under here, under the glove box. Actually, 2 of them. two were the black ones. Okay, now, there we go. Just kind of tug and you'll be able to tell, see if you've missed one. If I remember right, I think the guy said this one over here has to come out also, because it's tucked under here. Let me go to the other side. I keep reaching from here. I think you got to take this one out also. Oh yeah, because there's one right behind here. That's what it was. And then it's also tied in down here, one more screw. So, like I say, if you just kind of tug on it carefully, you'll figure out if you've missed anything. There's one more screw right here. Come on. I can't see it, but I know it's there. Come on. There we go. There we go. Now, this should be loose. There we go. So just to show you again, this panel here under the steering wheel, you take that loose and there's a screw behind there. There's a screw behind here that holds this panel. And then there's also a screw in the bottom that goes through both panels, kind of connects them together. And now the whole thing's loose and coming up. I'm just going to set that on the driver's side there. Okay, so that's where we're at. We got radio can stay in, as far as I know. Heater controls just laying there. And what you really need to get to, I mean, you got to get all this off of here because you can't get to this piece. This is the piece you need to pull off. And from what I watched on the another video, you just yank on this and this should come out. Gotta be careful. You've got airbag controls and stuff in here. Some wires, so be careful. But this piece here should just pull out. And it's kind of held in with the, oops. Well, didn't want to break anything, but it's kind of held in with a Velcro or something. A tag. Right back here. This tape. Oh heck, I didn't even need to take that out. So the part I'm trying to get to, right up in there, that's the culprit. So I didn't even need to loosen this up. All I did was, yeah. Anyway, so this piece right here, this pipe right here is the pipe that the coolant runs through that gives you your heat. This is the valve that shuts it off, and it always fails in the closed position. So I'm just going to try to, they said just push the rod out of there. Push the rod out of the clip. If you're careful. So there's nothing holding it in here. I'm just going to push this rod out of the clip. And if you can see what I'm doing, try to get you in here. If I can push that rod out of the clip, then I can just move this valve over to heat. And then next week when the part comes in, I will be able to that's just this valve up here on top. This piece right here is the actual valve. This piece that has this lever on here, that's the part that failed. Alright, I was able to pry that out of there. This little lever now, you can't see it, but here it is. So now it's in the open position, all the way this way. Now I should have heat. In fact, I'm gonna try it. Yeah, I have the dash apart here, but nothing should be nothing should be too dangerous to run the way it is. Let me try it out. Okay, we got heat on the front, and we'll see in a second here if I have any heat. Where do I got it set to? Put it on dash heat. Okay, so when I had it all the way down, that was wrong, because that lever only goes so far. So about right where it's at right now. So all the way forward where that knob is cold. About right here is about other further it could come back, and that's hot. When I went all the way down flat, I started cutting off the heat again. So yeah, that's pretty hot right there. I'm gonna play around with it, kind of set it in a spot. It doesn't move all that easy, so wherever you put it, it should stay. Oh yeah, I've got tons of heat now. So I'm just gonna put this stuff back together until my part comes next week. And then should just be like 2 screws up in here to get that valve out. I'm gonna have to look that up a little bit more because I'm not exactly sure which 2 screws. Probably be able to tell a little bit more when I actually get the valve. But I have heat, and that's the most important thing. So I can put this back together. A person can just drive it like that, and you know, kind of override the heat. You wouldn't have to buy the switch. The switch is only about $40, but that's kind of up to the individual person. Well, I don't think I have to show putting that back together. It just goes back in the reverse order. I will be taking it apart again when I do the actual motor. So follow along. But for those of you that are in a bind and need heat right now, it's starting to get cold here in Minnesota. That was the best option right now to get heat. If I couldn't find the motor, then yeah, this would be a permanent fix. I will link in the description the part that I got off of Rock Auto. It was only like $42 with shipping and tax, so not a big deal at all. Again, thanks again for following along, everybody. Like, subscribe, all that great stuff, and we will see you in the next video when I actually replace the motor on here.